But Friday night football in the Barclays WSL, and we're underway then. Manchester City's 13-game unbeaten streak came to an end last time out versus Arsenal. Leicester are on a streak of their own, but it's one they'd like to see come to an end. The Foxes are on their longest ever winless away run in the league, 22 games without victory on the road, stretching back to January 2024.
It's difficult times for Leicester City, the bottom of that table. It's not looking great, is it? But it's difficult. This league is extremely difficult, extremely competitive, and as Rick Passmore has said, they have made some good signings, some quality players. They've got a good squad. Today will be difficult for them playing against Manchester City, looking to redeem themselves.
Rose and Kanak, the two first-choice centre-backs. At the moment under Andre Yegler. It's Alex Greenwood playing left-back as she has of late for City. Not her natural position, but one that she's comfortable playing in, and captains Manchester City tonight as well.
It has been interesting to see how Manchester City have developed their style and their formations, and it looks like it's a 4-2-3-1, but they really push their fullbacks on, and most of the time they look like a three at the back. And whether that's Kasparai going high and Greenwood sitting in as a left side centre back, or vice versa, and Greenwood going really high, and sometimes looks like she's in the 10 position. So Jegler is definitely trying to move them around and make them a little bit more dynamic.
Here's Lauren Hemp. To Greenwood, who, as you say, Emma, is playing a little further forward in that left-back role. There's a bit more agency, perhaps, to get forward, get into more attacking positions. She missed a big chunk of last season with an MCL injury, and how City missed her during that period. Hemp finds Greenwood. For a run of Miedema. Cut out though by Keys.
You can see how it works for City. They've got really good dynamic players, that lots of movement, and they're very comfortable playing inside or outside. It's very flowing football, and it's nice to see. And sometimes it looks like there are three players in that 10 position, with Greenwood, Miedema and Kerolin coming in there. It just allows space in the wide areas for Kasparai, who's excellent at going forward.
And here is Kasparai coming forward. Most assists in the BWSL this campaign, 6 in total. As for her, 11 goal contributions this season in the WSL. She is flourishing in that spot just behind Bunny Shaw.
It's the perfect place for her, isn't it? Bunny Shaw is such a big distraction, and she can stretch the pitch, and opposition has to be so worried about her. But then you've got Miedema playing right in front of her in that pocket, giving her that freedom to roam a little bit, knowing that she's got that target beyond her. She can play off her.
Forward from Thibault, who back in the starting 11, was an unused sub on the bench the last 3 league matches, but comes into the side now. Leicester pressing. Forward by Rose. Hemp wrestles control of possession for City. Here's Greenwood. Into Bunny Shaw. Cut back, put behind for the first corner of the game.
She's so good at that, Bunny Shaw, making those runs off the shoulder into those channels. Alex Greenwood is just waiting for that perfectly weighted pass in there. The Leicester defence did really well in getting back there, and Sarah Keys just getting across, putting it out for a corner.
No side has scored more goals from corners than Manchester City in the BWSL, so they won't want to give away too many. Looping delivery. Cleared by Leicester player. Greenwood puts it back across. That might have been better to leave that to Kerolin.
Yeah, definitely a lack of communication there, because Kerolin was completely free, wasn't she, back post? You speak of Man City being good at set pieces. They've got really strong players, don't they, in the air, and you have to give credit also to Kirsten Kasperai with deliveries, really good deliveries right into the areas that are very, very dangerous.
Again, there's that ball looking for Bunny Shaw in that left channel, but out comes Clark to collect. She's not Leicester's first choice goalkeeper, that's Jelena Leitzig, but she's out injured. Clark has started the last 3 in the league. Welsh goalkeeper that joined in the summer from FC Twente. She's going to have a very good game if her side are going to get anything from this fixture up against the league leaders. Miedema comes forward with it. Goes for goal herself, and ricochets back to Rose and Coffey.
The wrong decision really from Miedema. She'd have looked to her left, she could have seen Bunny Shaw and Lauren Hem both free making runs. Just a case of her slipping the ball in. Doesn't normally make the wrong decision, I can say.
Leicester are bottom of the table, but they do have a game in hand on those around them. That's that game that they have against Arsenal that was postponed because Arsenal were playing in the FIFA Champions Cup, a competition that they won, making them intercontinental champions. Got a big gold badge they wear on the front of their shirt now. Finds Hemp hogging the touchline on that left-hand side up against Lehmann. Well worked from Manchester City, it breaks down. Mouchon holds the ball up well. Can't quite pick out Lehmann. Experienced WSL player that's signed just recently from Como.
Yeah, I was going to say an experienced player, good signing for Leicester. Just gives them that bit of experience, but also an excellent player in their number 9, Mouchon, and she's going to have a good game because that ball will be fired up to her and she's going to have to hold it up and she's going to have to bring other players into play if Leicester are going to have any kind of possession here tonight. It's going to be difficult. It's a difficult game for Mouchon, the number 9.
Leicester manager Rick Passmore spoke about how he chose Mouchon ahead of Williams because he thinks she can provide more issues, more concern for the Man City centre-backs. What do you think he means by that?
I think he means pace, basically, because she's playing up there, she's going to be on her own a lot of the time, and just with that pace, it just gives Leicester that opportunity to play beyond Man City's central defence. You know, the way City play also, they just pile players forward and they do look a little bit vulnerable at the back sometimes. If Leicester can counter, when you've got a fast player, it gives you that option.
Kept alive by O'Brien, but the ball was not still in play. In the eyes of Will Davis, our referee for this evening. She's in great form, Kerolin. Scored that hat-trick against Chelsea, 5 goals in her last 5 in the BWSL.
Looks like a different player, just looks happier, she's enjoying it. Really, really important for a player like that so much talent to allow that freedom to just go with it.
Welcome to the Barclays Women's Super League. Sam Coffey, foul from Shannon O'Brien. And we are getting more NWSL players, more USA internationals joining the league, perhaps a sign of the strength of the division.
Also, the recommendations of Emma Hayes, she knows where the best league is, and this is going to help her national team. There's more players playing in the best leagues.
What can City do from the set piece then? Alex Greenwood sends it in. Bunny Shaw across. Miedema trying to get the shot off, and a Navy wall in the way.
Again, Miedema could have laid it off there to Rose. She was on. But Leicester cannot leave Bunny Shaw free like that. Absolute free header. Dropping off, dropping off. And there's one thing that Rick Passmore will not be happy with.
Leicester fans trying to get behind their side. Coffey finds Kasparai, closed down well by Neville. And Leicester spring a counter of sorts. Leicester do well, Van Egmond. O'Brien. Just a throw-in given.
It was really well worked by Leicester. I thought they were going to try and counter and play the ball earlier, try and catch City on the break, but no, they kept it well. They're patient, more patient than what I thought they were going to be. And at least they're getting higher up the pitch.
Mouchon holding it up. That's another throw-in. French forward Mouchon missed most of last season with serious knee injury, ACL, the dreaded ACL. Been unlucky with forwards as well. Leicester as well as a number of issues. Lauren Hemp though coming forward now. He spells trouble for the Foxes. Into Bunny Shaw, into the box. Goes for goal, and it's a decent stop behind for a Manchester City corner.
Well, I say it all the time. It's very, very dangerous when you're in possession and playing against a team like Manchester City and you lose the ball, because this is exactly what can happen, this pace, this power. Lauren Hemp threads the ball really nicely into Bunny Shaw, does so well to check back, doesn't she? But Olivia Clark, equally as good, pushing that round post.
Bunny Shaw's first real chance of the game. Lauren Hemp dinks it in, goes all the way through, surely strikes a hand there, and the referee does give the free kick to Leicester. Bunny Shaw, 14 WSL goals so far this campaign, nearly a goal a game. And she's got double the number of goals than the next top goal scorer in the division. That's Kirsty Hansen. She's peerless, isn't she? Yeah.
It's incredible. A fantastic season. I think biased fans are just wishing that she just stays fit and stays healthy for the rest of the season. No more so than the Manchester City fans, because Manchester City without Bunny Shaw on the team is a very, very different team.
By Clark, Van Egmond was going to win that aerial duel with Hasegawa. McLaughlin. Yeah, midfielder doing well in there for Leicester. And they may not score bucket loads of goals, but Passmore has got his side very well drilled, hasn't he?
He does. Very well organised. They'll believe in him, they trust him. You can hear him on the sidelines trying to encourage them.
Here's O'Brien. Kasparov for company, back to Neville. Mouchon. Hope to Lehmann, who goes for goal, and it's off the inside of the post. Leicester so close. And the flag up. Quarter of an hour played though, and the Foxes have looked the more likely with that chance, their first of the game.
Such good build-up, wasn't it? Really nice play right from Mouchon, great touch from Van Egmond, and it's Lehmann drags the ball, and I think it was O'Brien that was then called for offside. That will definitely give them some confidence.
Manchester City have conceded 13 in total. Nearly won a game. Got no clean sheet in their last 3 in the BWSL, so they do let goals in. The problem is they just score a lot more. Leicester, meanwhile, are the side with the fewest goals in the division. Managed just 8.
It's definitely something that Andre Jägerlitz needs to look at. Clean sheets are extremely important. I don't need to tell you that, but it is the type of play, just pushing those bodies forward. Just look at this picture alone. They're happy to leave single defenders back there. They're happy to go 1v1 back there.
Greenwood finds Miedema. Hemp pokes it back. Coffey with the effort. Straight at Swaby, the defender. And Leicester to prevent the corner. Sam Coffey looking for her first Manchester City goal. This is her first start. She's been used as a sub 3 times before today since joining. Olympic gold medalist as well with the USA national side.
Great player. You know, out-and-out defensive midfielders are hard to come by at goal dust. And Sam Coffey, for me, is one of the best in the world at the moment. She's very, very good. She's very good in duels. High percentage of win battles in there. And she's just happy to sit there and just feed, and take the ball and link up. Not the most natural goal scorers, but you know what, in a team like City, you don't really need that, do you?
Kasparov finds Kerolin. Against Thibaut. Yes, plenty of other players in the City squad that can score. They've got 12 different goal scorers, which is very impressive considering the number of goals that Bunny Shaw scores for them. Not a one-man band. Miedema finds Shaw. Drops away past the defender, still going Bunny Shaw, going for goal, blocked. Kasparov in the follow-up, that's blocked. And Miedema's effort also striking a navy shirt. Leicester escape.
Really enjoying the relationship between Bunny Shaw and Miedema this season. They just read each other so well, and Miedema does that so well. She's one of the best at dropping in there and just threading those balls through. And it's been really, really nice to watch, and really exciting attacking football from Manchester City.
Forward by Kerolin. Manchester City controlling the ball, dominating possession to break the deadlock. Kerolin wins it. Miedema. Lovely footwork and the finish off the woodwork.
So good from Kerolin there. I thought she was going to play Bunny Shaw in, but she made the right decision. And just that lovely little inside pass. Look at this. For such good, quick feet. Didn't need to be smashed, did it?
She often scores goals like that. One's very clever finishes, just guides it into the goal rather than smashes it in.
She's so close there, and the goalkeeper thinks she's going to take a swipe, and so straight away the weight shifts onto the heels, and then it's really difficult for the goalkeeper to readjust, and Miedema knows all about that.
Hasegawa, good looking delivery, Shaw missed it. Miedema was there though, straight into the grateful gloves of Clark.
The ball from Hasegawa here, just drifting into the wide areas. Fantastic ball, and it's a good header from Miedema. She does everything right. Decent save from Clark. Well held.
They have scored the most headed goals in the BWSL, Manchester City. As Hemp toes forward, back to Greenwood, cleared by Keys. Mouchon now with a job to hold it up. She does well. Mailing back to Keys. Lehman can't control it. Lauren Hemp. Another good delivery. The header from Bunny Shaw finds the back of the net. And Manchester City are in front. It was coming. Feels almost inevitable with Bunny Shaw. And it's Manchester City 1, Leicester 0.
What a header. Absolutely brilliant header from Bunny Shaw. Brilliant ball in also. You just said it, Flo, didn't you, about the amount of goals they score with the headers, and you have to give respect to those crosses coming in. You just look at this down their left-hand side. Lauren Hemp has a big part to play, running at players, committing the players, just pushing it past there. It's a great ball in. Bunny Shaw has to readjust to get the power in that and the direction. Absolutely brilliant goal.
A 15th BWSL goal for the Jamaican international. And when she and Manchester City are in a mood like this, hard not to feel sorry for the opposition a little.
It looks easy, doesn't it? It's not easy. City are so good at that. Lauren Hemp, when you've got Lauren Hemp as well, is so good in 1v1s, so good at running at people. I mean, that's why Leicester are playing a 5 at the back to try and cut those crosses out, to try and deal with those balls into the channel, but they're not doing it at the minute.
Kerolin now. The deflection helps out Olivia Clark, and that's another assist then for Lauren Hemp. She now has 4 goals and 5 assists in 9 top-flight appearances against the Foxes. And Lauren Hemp and Bunny Shaw have always been a really good combination. I mean, they've always worked so well together.
They have, and you know, it makes such a difference when you've got a strong number 9 that's good in the air. My old school 9s now, it's good in the air, strong, good at holding up, because you've got Lauren Hemp, who's probably one of the best wingers in the world. She just loves that, and you know, apart from scoring goals, she wants that player in the middle, so she knows she's going to be in there. All she has to do is put a good ball in, and it's very likely going to result in a positive.
Manchester City 9 shots already. Leicester with just a single effort. And no effort on target for Leicester. Neville, Mouchon, O'Brien opens up for her. Mailing was free on that right-hand side, didn't take that option. Now here comes City with Lauren Hemp, who looks really in the mood this evening. Greenwood, too close to Clark.
you know, Leicester City have their moments. You know, they're pressing well. When the ball goes back in that cue to press, they do well because they're aggressive in it. And that is a Rick Passmore's team. That's what he does. That's what he asks his players to do. And they do it quite well, but they really, really need to be very efficient when they win it back.
They come there with McLaughlin to Mouchon. Heavy shots in the penalty area. Comes to McLaughlin, but she might have seen it late and couldn't quite readjust her body.
And these are the moments for Man City to have a look at and things to improve on, because that defending needs to be cleared up. See Kirsten Kasperai giving her the glory that she's very good at going forward, but she cannot miss that cross. She cannot misjudge the flight of the ball there.
Thibaut coughs up possession. Here's the goal scorer, Shaw. Greenwood. They are having a fantastic league campaign this season, Manchester City. They had their worst season last year, recorded their worst points total in the 22-game WSL campaign. No European football, they're very much focused on the league. Lauren Hemp building up speed, gets the ball in. Thibaut clears and Neville's battling away, can't get rid. Miedema with the effort. And Manchester City have a second. Casual as you like from Viv Miedema. Leicester messed around with it at the back, couldn't get rid of it, couldn't clear their lines. And they've been sorely punished. And this is starting to look comfortable for Manchester City.
Well, that's a player that's on a mission as well. You can see right from the beginning it was clear what was on her mind, what her mission was, to score. And she wins it back. That's something that she does so well as well, that, you know, you don't normally associate with strikers or attacking players. She wins the ball back. It's a good strike. No chance for Olivia Clark.
Neville unable to get rid of it, and it's the 7th BWSL goal this campaign then for Miedema. Taking her contributions, her goal contributions to 12 this campaign. McLaughlin finds Alicia Lehmann. Van Egmond, McLaughlin. Neville brings it up towards the back post. In comes Lehmann, and the effort off the crossbar. Leicester really unfortunate, nearly halving the deficit almost immediately. But now comes City, and this is the problem for Leicester. Miedema with a poor pass.
Well, thankfully for Leicester, because it is a problem for them, they just can't get back with the pace of Manchester City and just the sheer volume of numbers that they get forward. But it's definitely encouraging for Leicester City. Olivia McLaughlin was absolutely key to those combinations forward. So good in midfield, just driving forward, and it just shows what they can do. They've hit the post twice now. Could be 2 goals, could be level.
Here's Mouchon, building up some momentum. She's been good up top for Leicester, held the ball up well. Stretch the pitch, McLaughlin now. Out to Neville. Around the corner for O'Brien. And no one in there close to Yamashita.
Again, Olivia McLaughlin does really well just to spread the ball out there. Great ball in from Neville. O'Brien just difficult for her. It's behind her a little bit. You can see also Leicester City getting numbers up in the box, and that's what Rick Passmore is screaming at them to do, get the numbers in the box.
She is their leading goal scorer this season, Shannon O'Brien. Only has 3 though, but Leicester only have 8 as a team overall. Asagawa fouled.
Asagawa pulling really wide from the midfield, just trying to tempt Neville, the fullback, just to jump, creating that little bit of space in those channels.
You can hear Rick Passmore telling his side not to drop too deep.
That's difficult, isn't it? When you've got City players running at you, and the pace, the sheer pace, Manchester City's front line. Don't want to leave too much space behind either.
Swung out to Hemp. 1-2 with Miedema. Cross looking for Bunny Shaw, who doesn't quite make the contact. Neville clears. Kasparai. Well worked out by Olivia McLaughlin just to see that out of play.
She's done well so far, Olivia McLaughlin. A good game. Difficult in that midfield. I think she's done pretty well. Looked like an offside anyway from Bunny Shaw.
She's so good at that delivery. Lauren Hemp just putting it into that space behind the defenders and in front of the goalkeeper. Mouchon finds Van Egmond. Leicester spread it out to Mailing on the right. Lehmann. Delivery's a poor one. They have worked it well though when they've got forward. The rare occasions they have, Leicester.
I think they know where to exploit Manchester City, and they've definitely done it at least twice, 2 occasions. And it's just where that midfield, you've got Hasegawa and Sam Coffey, who dropping off quite defensive, and then you've got Miedema, sometimes who's not very connected, and I think we saw that last week against Arsenal where they were exposed in that midfield.
Forward it goes for Miedema. Shaw getting into the penalty area. And it goes for another corner.
It's a really lovely ball from Alex Greenwood. You can see Miedema just appreciating for that. Good run, good ball. Probably should have crossed it there. Probably waiting for more numbers in the box, but got a corner.
Taken quickly and short. Hemp lifts it in. Has to clear it away. Brought down brilliantly by Yui Hasegawa. 80 consecutive starts in the BWSL. That is remarkable.
She's just class. I think that's the best adjective I can. Hasegawa, just class.
In by Hemp. Bunny Shaw with the header this time. A little less power on it. Makes it a comfortable catch for Clark.
All that space for Lauren Hemp. Sarah Malin's got a difficult job out there, but they're finding Hemp a lot. It's a good ball in again.
Lauren Hemp does seem to be getting a lot of space and the opportunity to cross. They are sitting off her. Is that something that Rick Passmore will look to change in this second period? Because it does seem like an obvious weak spot for them.
It's difficult because we've got Alex Greenwood, as you can see, making the runs. It's just creating overloads in those areas, and Sarah Malin's a little bit lost.
Hemp back to Miedema, slaloming her way through, and Leicester clear just in time. Back to Lauren Hemp, though. Puts it again, cross, and this time Miedema meets it with the header. And Manchester City have a third. Lauren Hemp again with the assist. Miedema, so cool. Manchester City 3, Leicester 0.
Just quality header from Viv Miedema. Quality ball across. How many times have we said that? Ball out to Lauren Hemp. Unbelievable ball. You can see here, Alex Greenwood makes a great run, just making Sarah Malin double think whether she's to stay with Hemp or go with Greenwood. And it's a wonderful pullback. Not a great clearance again. Lauren Hemp just looks up here. Lovely little ball. Great header in again. This time by Miedema. Just looks a little bit too easy.
Before this game, they were the side with the most headed goals in the BWSL. Well, they've extended that. Headed goal from Miedema and one from Bunny Shaw.
I have to say, though, it's not great defending when you look at it. You've got to lock on to those players in there, with that quality especially.
Coffey wins it back. This could get worse for Leicester. Miedema. Shaw. In an offside position, and the ball doesn't find its way into the net anyway.
Just coming in waves. Leicester City really have to get their shape back and stop the gaps. They're still finding space in those wide areas, which shouldn't be the case. We've got wing backs pushing back there.
Thibault under pressure.
It's not done quickly enough. Clark had come out and offered to receive, and Thibault just thought twice about it, and you just don't have that time.
Breaks for Kerolin. Ball across is put in by Hasegawa. She doesn't score too many. She gets the plaudits from her teammates. Took a bit of a useful deflection from a Manchester City perspective. They won't care though, and Leicester really struggling now. League leaders, Manchester City lead by 4 goals to 0.
Way too much time and space in the box. All credit to Manchester City. This is what they do. They get the ball wide, great balls in, they get bodies in the box. And just look at Hasegawa here. This is too easy for Kerolin. And that late run in by Hasegawa, just not picked up by Van Egmond. Not tight enough, too much space. But you can't help but smile when Hasegawa scores.
As for Leicester, they're usually quite good at keeping it tight. They're bottom of the table, but when it comes to goals conceded, they're mid-table in terms of goals against, but they're really struggling to keep up with Manchester City here. And this could get quite ugly for the Foxes. Manchester City's 4 goals all came in a 16-minute period. You won't have much of a half-time team talk to do, will you, Emma?
Just carry on, continue as, getting those balls in the wide areas, into the channels, get forward. As for Rick Passmore, that's going to be very, very different. They could have scored 2 as well. Might have looked a little bit different, but defending has been questionable.
Lauren Hemp running at Keys. He gets tight to her this time. She wriggles away though, Hemp. Back to Hasegawa. Miedema can't turn. McLaughlin comes away with it. And O'Brien's forward pass cut out, well read by Coffey.
better though from Leicester. It's what they need to do, because their full-backs are getting pulled out. Centre-backs need to cover across. In that case, it was Sarah Keys, and she did really well just to hold Lauren Hemp up.
Bunny Shaw back to Kasparai, two players that have started every BWSL game this season for Manchester City, as has Miedema and Hasegawa. Ball in from Hemp, cleared by Leicester before Bunny Shaw could head it. Neville back to Clark. A little bit of a nervous clearance. It's not a game that Leicester would have been expecting to get points from, but you'd want to limit the number of goals you concede, wouldn't you, at least?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say the key message tonight was be hard to beat. You know, they'll want to get things right, and, you know, moving forward, can they be solid defence? Can they be organised and not allow teams to find it easy? Unfortunately, tonight's game wasn't really the game to start that, because Manchester City are just so good. They're so good at getting the ball. They're such good players in individual 1v1s. Difficult for any team.
As things stand, Manchester City extending their lead at the top of the BWSL table to 11 points. Very hard to see a way back for any other team in terms of the title now. Greenwood delivers early. Van Egmond clears. Lehmann, nice little drop of the shoulder. From an attacking point of view, Alicia Lehmann's been at the heart of the good moments Leicester have had going forward. Neville comes away with it. All in behind for Mouchon. A little bit of miscommunication there, but Yamashita took charge of the situation in the end.
Yamashita was right out, wasn't she? And it wasn't a clear opportunity for her to come, because I think Mouchon was there, thereabouts, with a little bit more urgency. It might have made it a bit more difficult for Yamashita.
She hadn't touched the ball in a while, perhaps wanted to get involved. Did you ever get bored in goal when you didn't have shots coming at you, Emma?
All the time. I plotted and...
It makes you sound like a villain.
As goalkeepers always are the villain.
Kerolin wins the throw-in. Tough night out there for those Leicester defenders. Knack. Lauren Hemp with 2 assists to her name so far. Combines with Miedema. Coffey with a wonderful ball. Miedema on the half turn. Can't pick out Bunny Shaw.
It's just a beautiful turn, wasn't it, from Miedema? She's just got such class. Absolute techers. 2 around her, no problem.
Manchester City smell blood here. They're going for more. Miedema. Alex Greenwood. Miedema looks so on it this evening, making so many different runs, always wanting the ball. Free kick City. 1 minute then of injury time on the end of the first period. Lauren Hemp. Another good delivery, cleared before he could reach shore again. Coffey. Won't break for her again as Miedema tried to prod it through. Can Mouchon hold it up? She can, she's done really well there. Still going Mouchon, she's got Lehman for company, but that's all the support she has, and she does well actually to win the throw-in.
Yeah, she does really well.
And that is the half-time whistle then. The league leaders re-establishing why they're one of the best sides, the best side in the BWSL this campaign after losing last time out to Arsenal. Miedema with 2 goals, Bunny Shaw with a goal, and Yui Hasegawa as well, chipping in at half-time here at the Joy Stadium. It's Manchester City 4, Leicester City 0. Will be Mouchon, Leicester's number 9, to get us underway. She had a tough, difficult first half, but did hold the ball up well when it came to her, and back underway we are then here in Manchester. Leicester with a difficult 45 minutes ahead of them. They'll want to keep the scoreline as low as they can, try and find the net themselves. Manchester City looking like champions. The manager has made any changes at the break, so it's the same 11 that started the game, but might we see some tactical tweaks from Leicester in this second period, Emma Byrne, because Lauren Hemp was getting a lot of space down that left-hand side.
Yeah, she was. I'm not sure there'll be tactical changes because they're playing a 5 at the back, and that is supposed to stop the wide play from Manchester City. It just hasn't been working, and they haven't been getting tight enough. I think some words would have been said in terms of getting tighter, getting more physical, stopping the crosses coming in, stop getting beaten 1v1s, just being harder to beat, like we said in the first half.
And they did have chances in the first half, the Foxes. They struck the woodwork twice. They were the only 2 opportunities they really had, and they were unable to take them, and it's looking very comfortable now for City. Do have that.
You can see changes will be coming, Flo. And Rick Passmore is just having a look at exactly what can happen. He does have players on the bench that he can bring on. Interesting to see how he changes that.
Here is Hemp. O'Brien trying to get back to help out. Hemp back to Greenwood. Pokes it to Coffey. Dinked in by Hemp, and Swaby clears before Miedema could get there.
They're still getting that ball out wide, City. And you can see that Shannon O'Brien is trying to get back and help and allowing Malin to stay inside on that player. In this terms, it's Alex Greenwood, but...
Hemp finds Miedema. Swaby again blocks, breaks for Kerolin. And that is probably the best goal of the evening. Brilliant finish from the Brazilian. The moment she struck it, it looked like it was bound for the top corner. And Manchester City have a 5th.
It's probably the most celebrated goal, to be honest. The other goals were not as energetic as this one, are they? They definitely enjoyed that one. But again, it comes from Lauren Hemp, out on that left-hand side. Alex Greenwood just mailing back there. And it's a fantastic strike, isn't it? There's no thought process there, just stepping in and absolutely smashing it. Olivia Clark gets something on it, but not enough sheer power. The ball just breezes past her. Again, not enough pressure, though, from Leicester.
Such excellent technique, though. The way she strikes through that with her laces. 6 goals in 6 games for her now in the BWSL. She's in a rich vein of form.
It's also difficult for Kerolin because she is right side of that forward line.
Lauren Hemp wants in on the action.
She's right side of that forward line, and she is better in central areas at stepping onto the ball. But the way City are playing with such fluidity, she can step in and be more central, and it is where she's more dangerous.
Looking at that Manchester City front four, if you will, Bunny Shaw, Miedema, Kerolin and Hemp, is that the starting four that I think Jeglecks would pick every week? Because they do have so many options. They've got Neri Fowler coming back from injury, they've got Fino, they've got Benny as well, they've got Clinton, they've got so many brilliant attacking players.
Yeah, I think it is his four. The only problem with that, and I think we did see it, I think they were exploited last week, is their defensive roles and how hard they work back. And they had to work back last week against Arsenal, and it just means they didn't have numbers up, and they looked like a very different attacking team, and I think that is key. Can they do both? In that formation, the wingers do have to work back, and it just takes away from them attacking play.
Defeat to Arsenal certainly didn't rock City's confidence, did it? Here they come with Greenwood. Lifted over by Hasegawa. Hemp gets past Mailing. Blocked by Keys. Lauren Hemp, though, has really had the run of the Joy Stadium this evening. Manchester City about to make a triple change.
That's what it's about for Manchester City now, and Andre Jeglecks trying to keep his team as fresh as possible, pushing forward in the league. It's safe to say that they've got the 3 points from this game. It's not too early to say that, is it, Flo? I think they've got the 3 points, and it's time to make those changes. Give people minutes, keep people fresh.
Lauren Hemp comes away with it, as she has so often this evening. Coffee. Hemp again. Finds Greenwood. Manchester City allowed to just pass the ball around. Leicester free to get tight as the ball's put in, cleared again before Shaw could get there. Fired forward by Mailing on loan from Aston Villa.
Too easy, isn't it? Too easy for that. They're trying to overload the middle now, and it's just too easy. Leicester City allowing that to happen.
Again, Lauren Hemp allowed to pick out a cross. Miedema, inaccurate that time with the header.
Oh, she smiles when she misses. and no expression when she scores. I love it.
Two goals already this evening. She might be about to make way. There's 3 City changes imminent. Still trying to play out from the back. Out it goes to Lehmann now. Dispossessed by Kasparai. Coffee. No one around her. Greenwood. Lovely diagonal. Well cut out by Neville. It goes to Mouchon. Manchester City very much in cruise control. And they've already played Chelsea and Arsenal twice in the BWSL. They have another game against Manchester United, but in terms of their upcoming fixtures in the league, they've got Villa away next, Spurs at home, then they've got Manchester United, but they are looking pretty nailed on for the title, aren't they?
Yeah, at this stage, yeah, and you know, it is still about keeping those important players fit, though. I do think it looks pretty certain, but never say never. I have said certain things before, and it's come back to bite me.
There was, of course, that time a couple of seasons ago where Emma Hayes ceded the title after they lost and City were ahead by a number of points, and Chelsea ended up winning it, but a gap larger this time, and Chelsea also don't look like the same team they have been in recent seasons. The nearest challengers actually at the moment in the table is Manchester United. Arsenal, of course, if they win their game in hand, would also be a little bit closer, but it made such a gap, City. Kasparai finds Bunny Shaw, or nearly finds her anyway. Miedema with the strike, blocked. Greenwood finds Hemp. Back to Coffey. Cries of shoot. More goals here, the City fans. And Coffey can't quite dink it in. Lovely little nutmeg, though, in the penalty area as well.
Yeah, it's good feet. I wasn't sure where she was going. All the options were to her right. Just dragging it left, but she did well. Certainly got the crowd's appreciation here.
Mouchon wins it for Leicester. Can she drive her side forward? Patient defending by Knack. Waits for the mistake. Here comes Kerolin. Cut out by Mailing. Miedema, she looks so hungry at the moment for Manchester City. So many opportunities where perhaps in the past she would have passed it. She's looking to go for goals. She really looks like a player possessed on the hunt for goals.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's probably looked at this game and thought, this is a game that I can get a brace at least. You're looking at Leicester, looking at that table though, and it does look a little bit worrying for them. Difficult times for Leicester City.
Loose pass from Kasparai. Up next for Leicester in the league, they've got Liverpool away. That is an important game for them because Liverpool are the side that are above them.
It is important, and looking at both teams and the form they're in, looks Liverpool are definitely getting better and better, and feel like they're going to climb up the table.
West Ham also getting a win last time out. Looking very difficult for Leicester, of course, though. They won't be automatically relegated. It's a bit of a unique season this year. They will face off against one of the sides from the Championship in a play-off. If the Championship side wins it, they'll be promoted. If the WSL side wins it, they will remain in the top tier. Here come those changes then that we spoke of. Virginia, Clinton coming on. This is Wahabi. And that's Miedema's night over then, just 2 goals for her. Wahabi making her 100th Manchester City appearance. Grace Clinton into that 10 position perhaps for Miedema.
Yeah, just straight swaps really, aren't they?
Changes 2 for Leicester then. Rachel Williams coming on for Alicia Lehmann. 38-year-old Rachel Williams signed from Manchester United. Player with so much experience. She began her career at Leicester City back in 2004.
Well, even I was around back then, and I remember her very well. Such a good striker, really strong. One of the best players in the air I've ever played against.
Hasegawa skips past players, finds for Juno. Now Clinton. How many goals did Rachel Williams score past you, Emma?
I don't count the conceded goals. There's definitely more than one anyway.
Cleared by Thibaut, back to Hasegawa, but Neville.
Why do you ask questions like that, Flo? Just ruined my day.
You don't have a tally of the player that scored the most goals against you, your arch rival that you're plotting against.
Rachel's a very nice person, so she wasn't one of them.
One back by Van Egmond, finds Sean nearly, but Rose is there. Rose and Thack, the two centre-halves, says you haven't really had a whole lot to do this evening. Here's Virgino. Lauren Hemp goes for the curling effort, didn't quite get the whip to bend it round.
It's just, again, we're just talking about how easy it is for Manchester City, and here you can see it. It runs from midfield. Just Leicester City just not getting back in time. Not enough aggression in there.
Cut out by Knack. Hannah Payne also came onto the field for Leicester in that flurry of changes from both sides. It's been out injured for Leicester. Last WSL appearance was actually back in October. Neville. Well, one back by Virgino. And that surely is a foul. And first card of the game for Ashley Neville.
I think that kind of says it all, doesn't it? That's the first yellow card of the game. You're getting beaten 5-0 and talk about not getting tighter, not being aggressive enough. You'd expect more, wouldn't you, from Leicester City?
Yes, I don't think the Leicester players have been close enough to the City players to foul them. She's such a great player to be able to bring on Virgino. Missed the game against Arsenal with concussion. Hemp dispossessed. Breaks for Wahabi though. Experienced player, former Barcelona player. Around the corner for Hemp. Flag is up.
After going to this system, Jägert's changed it around a little bit. It does look like a back three a lot, and that's where Alex Greenwood would sit instead of Wahabi, who previously would have been starting for Manchester City and now is struggling to get in. I would imagine coming from Barcelona and struggling to get into a team, I think it says a lot for the strength and depth in this squad.
Yamashita, who's been a spectator in this second half particularly. Leicester clear their lines, and Manchester City were under Gareth Taylor for so many years, unable to win the BWSL. It looks like Andrea Jägert's is going to win it his first season in charge. What is different between the way he plays and the way that Gareth Taylor played?
Well, I think that both managers are very heavily focused on possession-based football, and I think sometimes it's just a moment of a new manager. That period just brings a little spark of life. Also, players coming in. Kerolin's coming in, she's finding her form. Bunny Shaw's fit, she's stayed fit. Miedema is hungry, makes a big difference. But with Jägler, he's certainly committing more players forward, certainly getting bodies forward, allowing the players that freedom to get forward, and you can see it. It's such good attacking football.
Grace Clinton stinging the palms of Olivia Clark with that effort. Brings Manchester City a corner. Taken quick, and it goes, and poked goalwards, but out of play by Knack.
Just these little moments from Leicester City, just not getting out quick enough, not organised early enough. Looks like a team that's very, very deflated, to be quite honest, and that's difficult when they're at bottom of the table. And Passmore's got a difficult job to try and get these players up and energy up and willing to fight.
One back by Payne. It's good from her. Substitute coming on, trying to press herself on the game. And Leicester give it up. Here's Virginia, just the goalkeeper to beat. And she does. And Manchester City have a sixth. It's a substitute over Virginia. She looked so cool once she went face to face with the goalkeeper, just trotted round her. Two defenders in front of her, no problem. And Manchester City really enjoying their evening.
Yeah, another goal, very much celebrated. You can just tell she's a popular member of that team, can't you? Everyone's so happy for her. But I'm not sure what Leicester City are doing here. To play the ball into centre half like that, square on, with the opposition around her, there's only one way. Well, there's two ways it can go. It can go back to the keeper, or it can be a goal. It's a poor ball in there from Olivia Clark, poor decision.
She only managed one BWSL goal last campaign, that's her fifth this season. All the City players in that front line are having a great season in front of goal. That's Manchester City up to 47 goals scored in 16 played.
Well, there's your answer. You wanted to know the difference with this team than last season. They score a lot of goals.
Here's Virginia again. Kasparai. Plenty of sky blue shirts waiting in the penalty area. And for context, bottom of the table, Leicester have only managed 8 goals all season. Manchester City looking like champions in waiting. "23 shots for Manchester City so far this evening. Grace Clinton goes for another, and again just wide, but she looks like a player who really wants to get on the score sheet since coming on. Her second shot.
Just slipped, didn't she? Exactly where she wanted to put that.
She scored on her Manchester City debut back in September. None since, though, in the WSL. And she's struggling to start for City with the quality in that squad.
Yeah, she is. Probably had a completely different mind frame going in there, thinking she would play, coming from United, where she was such a key member in that team, wasn't she? And it's definitely a player that must be frustrated and just wondering how and when she's going to get into that team. It might be a little bit worrying for her.
I suspect it's made a little bit easier when Your side's top of the league. When you're winning, not playing as much, it's perhaps more understandable.
No, it's not. As a player, it's not. It's easier for the manager to justify it.
Leicester making a change. Off comes Sari Keys. She's replaced by Smita Ali. Ahead of this, she was ever present for the Foxes in all competitions. So maintains that record as she comes on and start tonight, though. Kasparai in field to Hasegawa. Thibault. Nodded on by Shaw. Kasparai into the channel for Bunny Shaw. Up against her international Jamaican teammate, Swaby, but just hook it away.
It does look a little bit better, though, from Leicester City in terms of getting closer to the ball, getting more pressure on it. And they look a little bit more compact.
Fugino, dispossessed by McLaughlin. Van Egmond comes away with it. Good turn from Mouchon. She's got no one with her, though. So alone she goes.
I think she's done really well. I think she's done really well there. Actually, I think she's done really well all game, and I know she hasn't had many touches and we haven't seen her on the ball as much, but when she has gotten on it, you can see she's a strong player. She's quick, she'll drive with the ball. It's a shame that she doesn't have anyone else around her, because I do feel if she did have, she'd be quite effective in this team.
Will be a glint of encouragement, though, for Leicester, especially if they've got Liverpool next. Really key game for them. Mouchon looking good. It'll be a game where she will have more of the ball, more chances. Ball comes in now, punched by Yamashita.
It's a great ball in. Again, just something that maybe you can talk about in positive terms. Their goals might come from set pieces. They've a big team, good delivery.
That loss to West Ham a couple of games ago for Leicester was really damaging. Against the sides just above them. That's where they need to get the points. McLaughlin. Cut out by Wahabi.
There's a nice little spell for Leicester City. They definitely look more comfortable on the ball, finding those spaces.
More changes coming then. Van Egmond finds Payne. As it goes to Mailing. He's not really had the opportunity to go forward as a wing-back this game. Cleared by Wahabi, only so far as McLaughlin. Payne, Mailing to her right. So dribbles in field. Here is Mailing. Too close to Yamashita.
Yeah, it's not a good enough ball. But again, just better build-up from Leicester City. And I think Heather Payne's done quite well since she's come on. She's given those options and perhaps allowing Sarah Mailing to get higher, knowing that they're going to keep that ball when it goes into her.
Here's Rose, Canadian centre-back. Forward it goes for Bunny Shaw. Rachel Williams. She's not had too many touches since coming in.
No, she's not, but you can hear her giving orders on the pitch, asking her team, putting her team exactly where they want to be, telling them to push up. Just having that leadership on the pitch does help and make a difference.
There's a couple of touches from Mailing there. McLaughlin. A sustained spell of possession for the Foxes. Breaks though for Clinton, who finds Bunny Shaw, who's onside. Bunny Shaw bearing down on goal. Brilliant challenge late on from Thibault.
What a challenge. That is absolutely fantastic. Bunny Shaw was sure that she was going to hit the back of the net there. This ball in field, that's such a difficult ball. That mistake. Look at the ground. That's covered by Thibault. And you have to say Olivia Clark does well just to delay her that little bit. It's a great, well-timed tackle. And even Bunny Shaw can appreciate that.
Corner to defend now, though. They've looked a little defensively, well, a lot of defensive vulnerability this game, Leicester, but that, a really good defensive moment from Thibault. Kind of moment that you can celebrate as a centre-back, isn't it?
Well, it's like a goal scored. You can see her tapping the post. That's her little clap on the back for her. In general, I think that they have looked a little bit better. It's a little bit more difficult, and yes, Manchester City probably have taken their foot off the gas a little bit, but I do think Rick Passmore needs to have a little look at this second half team, and perhaps that will work for him going forward.
Taken on the half-turn by Clinton, into Bunny Shaw, across for Hemp. Lovely little disguised strike, but blocked by Clark.
Great save by Olivia Clark. Look at that gap opening up. That Thibault just goes firing in there, leaves that huge gap there. It's a great ball in from Clinton. It's a great save, has to be said.
More City changes then. Laura Blinkiller-Brown and Iman Benny coming on. Kasparai and Coffey making way. Benny, the teenager from Switzerland, scored some big goals this season for City, including a crucial late winner against Arsenal back earlier in the season here at the Joy Stadium in the BWSL.
We really do have a good mix of players now. Manchester City, and experience, and the youth coming up. Looks very, very strong. All these younger players are getting a lot of minutes as well, because they're just finding that cushion. Blinkiller-Brown would normally be a starter, but they're finding that cushion in games that they can allow minutes and give everyone that experience, which is fantastic for the younger players.
Blinkiller-Brown very much was a starter. She wins the ball only temporarily there before Sam Coffey joined. She's got 3 times more minutes this season already than she did all of last campaign, Blinkiller-Brown. Might see those minutes reduced a little now with Coffey in the side. But an experienced player to learn from. To Yamashita. all the BWSL teams that are in the Women's Champions League were in action midweek. Oh, in fact, sorry, Chelsea were not, because they've already qualified for the quarter-final stage. Arsenal and Manchester United were. City will be hurt not to be in Europe this season as Wahhabi comes forward, but they very much, Emma, made the most of not having those midweek games.
Yeah, and they look fresh. They've got the players to bring on in the final stage of games to keep that pressure on and still look hungry to score more goals. Obviously, Champions League is a huge competition, and that's going to be what they have their eye on in the future. But it is difficult with the amount of games and the volume that's around these seasons. Champions League added onto that. This is where you do have problems and where you really need a big squad and have not just a big squad, but have the confidence to start these players and win games.
Up to Mouchon, to the penalty area, going for the lob over Yamashita and finds only the roof of the net.
She holds her head in her hands because she knows that'll probably be the only chance she gets in this game.
Final 10 minutes then. City extending their lead at the top of the table as Mouchon finds a way onto that back pass and again can't find the target. Slams the ground in frustration because that was a better chance than the one before.
I'm eating my words already. Definitely wouldn't have been expecting a mistake from Manchester City or Hasegawa. There's not enough on that ball for Yamashita, and she should hit the ground because this should be a goal. She actually had way more time than she realised. That would have been disappointing for Manchester City to concede here. We spoke about clean sheets and conceding goals, and it certainly was one of their targets tonight, to keep a clean sheet.
Hemp comes away with it. Annie Shaw screaming for it. Infield it goes to Grace Clinton, urged to shoot, and again she strikes, but again it's off target.
Lauren Hemp was really nice, unselfishly there, just laying it off.
Before today, Leicester City had never scored here at the Joy Stadium in the BWSL. Doesn't look like they're going to be adding a goal tonight. Mouchon with a couple of chances as Williams comes away with it. It's the free kick for the high foot. Van Egmond to deliver. Put in a good ball earlier. City with a high line. And it comes. Headed goalwards, and Yamashita collects. But Ashley Neville closing down in case the bounce fell for her.
Yeah, I think you can see that Leicester City are confident with the A, delivery, and B, the knockdowns. Especially with Rachel Williams on the pitch, she will win balls there.
City playing it around from the back, despite the couple of awkward moments they've just had with that. It goes now to Shaw. Well won by Swaby. Just the one goal for Bunny Shaw this evening.
Well, maybe that's why she's still on the pitch, because I am wondering why she's not being rested. I mean, you'd be wrapping her in cotton wool, wouldn't you? Every chance you got.
Currently on 15 goals this season. This is her 16th game played. If she gets one more, she's on for a goal a game. Jade Rose.
Really nice play in Manchester City. Those little triangles, and finding weak side with a lot of space.
Lauren Hemp has taunted that Leicester defence all evening. Yamashita. To Shaw with the header. Strength from Fino there. Hemp on the turn. Finds Clinton. Ref plays advantage. Poked out to Fino, who shouts await the cross in the box. Clinton with the effort. She'd had a couple of long-range strikes with plenty of power, tried to guide that one, but routine stop for Olivia Clark.
Yeah, nearly too easy. Leicester definitely come out in the second half, fixing a few things. I think Ale has done really well since coming on. She's got some pace and following players, putting pressure on.
Lauren Hemp in fantastic form. When she is at her best, Manchester City looks so good, especially down that left-hand side. Here she is again. Key player for England. Key player for Manchester City. Wahhabi, Hemp. In it goes. Away, behind for a corner.
Yeah, said it. When Lauren Hemp is on form, she's unplayable, really. Very, very difficult for any defender. And then on top of that, when you've got an attacking fullback creating that overload, it's near impossible.
Hemp lifts it in, and the header well off target by Wahhabi. She was from close range as well.
So much space. Look at that space. Nobody picking her up. How can you let a player run across you into that front post area? Should have been a goal. Not great defending again.
What would you have been saying to your defenders if they'd allowed that, Emma?
Nothing as nice as that. Probably can't repeat it.
Six goals conceded by Olivia Clark, but in all honesty, can't really say she's at fault for any of them.
No, definitely not a fault. The goalkeeper should probably look. Certainly the Kerolin one that she got a hand to, could she do better there? Maybe Miedema's first goal. But yeah, you have to look at the defence, unfortunately.
Fino into Hemp, pushed off the ball by Swaby. Leicester clear their lines. I think they will be happy to hear the whistle and get out of here. Lauren Hemp. Cleared by Mailing. Picked up by McLaughlin. One back by Wahhabi. Can City find a 7th? Manchester City very much in the mood tonight. And Leicester well beaten, Emma.
Yeah, and you know, in those 16 minutes, 4 goals, you just can't allow that to happen. You know, you're coming here knowing that it's going to be a very difficult game. Is there any way you can get a draw, perhaps? And, you know, as soon as that first goal goes in, you've got to get tight. You've got to try and manage the game a little bit. And you know you're not going to get that many chances. So, as I said, first half, when you do have opportunities or when the ball is in your attacking third, you have to be efficient with it.
Manchester City's biggest win so far this season in the BWSL at the moment. They have scored 6 in another game, but that was 6-1 against Aston Villa, 6-0 here as 3 minutes have been added on. Forward they come looking for a 7th. Away by Neville. Fino. Waits for the overlapping run into Benny. All across, cleared, and away by McLaughlin. To Neville. Big second half of the season ahead for Leicester. Bottom of the table as things stand, well beaten tonight. Next up for them, Liverpool, but Liverpool and West Ham both play on Sunday. They could extend the gap above Leicester before they play each other. As for those looking up at City, well, daunting task. Hemp, Isagawa, back to Fino. Killer Brown with the effort, strikes the defender. Yes, they just can't get it away. Lauren Hemp gets the head up, curls it in, and Clark catches.
It's been a very long evening for Leicester. I think that's pretty evident. Manchester City with all that space and time, just trying to pick their spots.
Lauren Hemp, Fino, minute remaining. Benny running at Neville. Quick, fit footwork she has. City have won all their home games in the BWSL this season. It's their 9th home win here. Wahhabi, Clinton. Time for one last chance. Lauren Hemp. Lifts it goalwards, and there is Bunny Shaw! And the flag is up.
Definitely not happy about that. It'd be interesting to have another look at that. What a ball in from Lauren Hemp before anything. They're holding their line. Swaby has her in her sights, and she's offside. It's a great ball in though.
Good call from the assistant referee. And there is the full-time whistle then. Manchester City looking like champions in waiting. Faults with the floodlights may have delayed kickoff, but Leicester couldn't prevent the inevitable. A comfortable City win, goals from the usual suspects. Bunny Shaw on the score sheet, 2 for Vivian Miedema. Hasegawa, Kerolin, Fino also getting goals for Manchester City. Leicester just couldn't respond. They did hit the woodwork twice in the first half, but well beaten. The bottom of the table side. Manchester City 6, Leicester City 0.